Something extraordinary happens when the United States military receives a combat alert. Within just a few minutes, bases shift from routine activity to full war readiness. Barracks light up, phones start ringing, engines warm up, and cargo ramps open under those bright floodlights. After Iran launched missile strikes toward Israel, that chain reaction spread across American bases. Combat alerts moved through the Air Force, Marine Corps, and fighter squadrons. Suddenly, thousands of personnel had one task: deploy. Transport aircraft rolled onto runways. Armored vehicles were loaded into cargo bays, and fighter jets were armed for combat while soldiers packed for missions with, honestly, no clear return date. Within just a few hours, the vast logistics system of the U.S. military was fully in motion. Aircraft began moving troops and vehicles across oceans, fighter squadrons prepared for sustained operations, and an entire war-ready network activated as tensions in the Middle East escalated. This is how the United States prepares for war in real time. When the alert spreads through the armed forces, every branch responds simultaneously. The Air Force prepares aircraft and crews, Marines assemble for deployment, and logistics teams begin moving equipment to airfields. After the order following the Iranian missile strikes, Marines were quickly bussed from their barracks to nearby runways where transport aircraft were already waiting. At the center of the deployment was the C-17 Globemaster III, a massive cargo aircraft built to move troops, vehicles, and heavy equipment across continents. Its rear ramp lowered as forklifts delivered generators, ammunition, communications gear, medical supplies, and other field equipment. Every pallet was secured inside the cargo bay, while soldiers boarded and took their seats along the aircraft walls. Once loaded, the airlift operation began. C-17 aircraft lifted off and flew to additional bases to collect more troops and cargo. Other planes were simultaneously loading armored vehicles, including MRAP trucks and tactical buggies, each chained down carefully for long-distance flights. Soon, a steady stream of transport aircraft began crossing the Atlantic and Mediterranean toward the Middle East. While troops were being flown overseas, fighter squadrons were preparing for sustained combat operations. Maintenance crews inspected aircraft systems panel by panel, checking radar, wiring, engines, and flight controls. Only after those inspections were complete did weapons teams begin loading guided bombs and air-to-air missiles onto the jets. Each weapon was connected to the aircraft's targeting systems, with safety pins inserted until the moment of takeoff. Hours later, the transport aircraft began landing at military bases across the Middle East. The unloading process moved quickly. Soldiers stepped off the ramps while forklifts removed cargo pallets and armored vehicles were driven down to the tarmac. The aircraft did not remain long. Many were already scheduled to fly back to the United States to bring the next wave of troops and equipment. On the ground, preparations for operations continued non-stop. Maintenance crews refueled fighters with JP-8 aviation fuel, while weapons teams loaded missiles and guided bombs for upcoming missions. The cycle repeated continuously: fuel, weapons, inspection, launch. By the time pilots arrived for their briefings, every aircraft on the ramp was already armed and ready. Moments like this reveal the scale of modern military logistics. Behind every headline about missiles or airstrikes is a vast network of aircraft, soldiers, mechanics, and planners working together across continents. Wars are not only fought on battlefields, they are built in cargo bays, airfields, and maintenance hangars long before the first mission begins. If you enjoy deep dives into military history and the hidden mechanics of modern warfare, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share the video with fellow history enthusiasts, and leave your thoughts in the comments.